Why women get addicted to men who act like they're nothing. Psychology tips. In love, the pursuit is as important as the possession. Anonymous. Imagine this. You're with a stunning woman. She's not just beautiful, but witty, intelligent, and the kind of person who turns heads wherever she goes. You're doing everything you think you should, treating her like royalty, bringing flowers, planning lavish dates, and sending her thoughtful good morning texts every day. You're the gentleman your mother would be proud of. But here's the catch, she's gradually becoming less interested, and you're left wondering why. What I'm about to tell you might challenge everything you think you know about attraction and relationships. The truth that most men refuse to face is this. To truly capture a woman's heart, her love and loyalty must be built on a foundation where she feels she's constantly striving to earn your affection, not taking it for granted. A woman thrives on the feeling that she has to reach for something that feels just out of reach. If she feels too secure, too comfortable, the excitement fades. 1. Women are attracted to men with higher survival value. When it comes to attraction, women are deeply wired by biology to seek out men with higher survival value. This isn't just about physical traits or the size of one's bank account. Women are instinctively drawn to men who have the ability to protect and provide, traits that are deeply embedded in their subconscious from millions of years of evolutionary history. You see, this attraction isn't random. It's biologically programmed. Historically, women were forced to choose partners who could guarantee safety, resources, and protection. They needed men who could fend off predators, protect their families, and provide stability in times of danger. The subconscious programming that triggers attraction to such traits still exists today, even in modern society where physical danger is not as prevalent, but where emotional stability, leadership, and confidence remain just as essential. The reality is that women often feel a deep attraction to men who radiate a sense of strength, not just physical, but emotional. It's not necessarily about having the best financial assets or the most impressive muscles. It's about showing up with confidence, emotional resilience, and leadership qualities. This isn't about material wealth. It's about demonstrating an ability to navigate the ups and downs of life with strength and clarity. Women, whether they know it or not, are hardwired to connect with men who provide a sense of security, not just in terms of finances, but also in emotional and psychological support. These qualities signal that the man will not only survive through adversity, but thrive, which is crucial when it comes to long-term relationships and raising a family. Confidence plays a key role in this. A man who believes in himself, who has a solid sense of purpose, and who exudes leadership potential is inherently attractive. Women are drawn to men who show they can handle life's challenges with grace and poise. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up as someone capable of facing adversity, someone who brings calm and strength into any situation. This is the essence of high survival value, the ability to stay grounded, think strategically, and remain stable in times of uncertainty. Women are not consciously evaluating your material wealth. They are measuring your ability to endure and offer protection, both physically and emotionally. You must be someone they can rely on, someone who will lead when needed, and someone who will protect them when the world gets tough. Moreover, while evolutionary instincts drive much of the attraction, modern women are often subconsciously searching for men who embody these ancient traits: leadership, confidence, emotional steadiness, and the ability to remain strong in challenging times. You might not realize it, but your ability to take control of situations, your emotional maturity, and your confidence all contribute to this attraction. When you know how to stand firm in the face of adversity, how to remain composed in stress, and how to provide support when it's needed most, you're signaling your higher survival value. These are the qualities that keep women captivated and drawn to you even when they may not be consciously aware of why they feel this pull. It's deeper than material wealth or external features. It's about how well you can weather the storms of life. The bottom line is this: if you want to increase your appeal and truly understand what women are drawn to, focus on building your internal strength. Women crave men who can face life's difficulties without falling apart, men who can provide emotional stability and a sense of security. This is what gives you a higher survival value in their eyes. You must understand that it's not about being a perfect man. It's about being a man who knows how to handle challenges, support those he loves, and create a safe and stable environment. Remember this psychology tip. Women are attracted to men who are able to lead with confidence, remain calm in adversity, and emotionally support their families. It's not about having wealth or status. It's about being able to provide the one thing that matters most: security, in every sense of the word. So take note of your leadership qualities, sharpen your emotional resilience, and recognize your value, not just in what you have, but in what you can provide on a deeper, more instinctive level. 2. Women's biological attraction and the role of selection in evolution. The first layer of this puzzle lies in the biological attraction that women have toward certain traits in men. Historically, women were faced with the critical challenge of selecting a mate whose qualities could ensure the survival of themselves and their offspring. This decision was nothing short of a matter of life and death. Think about it. Pregnancy and child rearing are physically demanding and require resources. During prehistoric times, when survival was far from guaranteed, a woman's selection of a partner was deeply connected to the likelihood of her own survival and the safety of her children. In essence, the stakes were high. Women had to carefully choose men who could provide protection and offer the resources necessary to help raise their children. Men who lacked the ability to safeguard their families or provide for them were often left behind. This naturally created a deep-seated preference for strong, capable men who could provide both physical and material security. Fast forward to the modern era, and the challenges of survival are no longer the same. We no longer live in a world where physical strength or the ability to hunt and gather resources is paramount. Yet, the wiring in a woman's brain that seeks security remains unchanged. Although today's selection criteria might not center around physical prowess or wealth, the underlying need for emotional security, leadership, and stability is just as crucial. Women, consciously or unconsciously, seek men who can offer these qualities. They are drawn to men who exude emotional stability, those who can provide a sense of leadership and create a secure environment. This is where the appeal of men who act aloof, indifferent, or even emotionally unavailable comes into play. The thrill of the challenge. Why does the bad boy appeal to women? It's not about the act itself, but rather the underlying signals that come with it. When a man appears unattainable or emotionally distant, he triggers a sense of challenge. This challenge taps into a woman's biological wiring for selection. Attracting women is no longer about being overly available, constantly showering them with affection, or seeking their approval. In fact, when a man is somewhat emotionally distant or nonchalant, it activates a woman's instincts to prove herself. It's the thrill of the chase that makes him so irresistible. This emotional challenge creates a magnetic pull, not because of his indifference, but because she perceives him as a prize to be won. Subconsciously, she is driven by the desire to unlock his emotional world and prove her worth as a mate. The paradox of stability and desire. Here lies the paradox that many men fail to understand. Women crave security, yet they also crave excitement. When a man acts like he's nothing or is hard to get, he creates that excitement. But it must be balanced with the qualities that provide stability. Women want to feel safe, but they also want to feel desired. This means they are not looking for a man who is completely cold or emotionally unavailable. Instead, they are looking for the right balance between stability and excitement. The key to this dynamic is understanding that attracting women doesn't mean being emotionally absent, but it does involve being selective with your time, attention, and affection. Women are instinctively attracted to men who are confident in their own emotional space, who offer stability but also keep a sense of mystery and independence. The power of emotional security and leadership. Leadership is another critical aspect that plays into this equation. Women are biologically wired to seek out men who demonstrate leadership qualities. However, this leadership is not just about taking charge in the traditional sense, it's about providing emotional security. Men who can make decisions with confidence, who show resilience in tough situations, and who are emotionally available when needed but not overly clingy, tend to be more attractive. These men provide stability without being overly accessible. This balance is what keeps the attraction alive. It's not about playing games or being emotionally distant for the sake of it. It's about mastering the art of emotional security while maintaining an aura of intrigue. Conclusion: the balance between challenge and security. In the world of relationship goals, understanding the psychology behind women's attraction to men who seem emotionally distant or aloof is about balance. Women are drawn to men who are not just emotionally secure and capable of providing a stable environment, but also those who can spark excitement and challenge their emotional boundaries. To attract women, the message is clear. Don't be overly available, but also don't be emotionally distant. Be the type of man who offers emotional stability, leadership, and security, but also maintains a sense of mystery. The key is to balance the challenge with the comfort that women crave. In the end, this combination creates the perfect mix of desire and stability that leads to a deeper connection and a lasting relationship. In love psychology, this balance is often the hardest to master, but once you do, your ability to build meaningful and successful relationships will reach new heights. Be the man who offers both stability and excitement. If you find this valuable, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights. Comment to remember: I attract stability, strength, and emotional security into my life. 3. SMV, sexual market value, and attraction. One powerful psychological principle that governs attraction is sexual market value, SMV. This term, often misunderstood, refers not just to external factors such as wealth, appearance, or status. It is a measure of how a man presents himself, his behavior, his confidence, and his emotional self-sufficiency. Women aren't just looking for a man with the right clothes or a hefty bank account. What truly draws them is a man's inner game, how he carries himself, his self-assuredness, and his emotional resilience. A man who projects strength, independence, and inner value becomes more attractive, and it has nothing to do with external validation. As the modern Stoic would say, a man who seeks validation from others is a man who has not yet learned to validate himself. Women can sense a man's neediness a mile away. When a man is constantly looking for reassurance or approval, especially from a woman, his value in her eyes diminishes. He becomes predictable, clingy, and weak in his pursuit of external validation. Women are wired to be attracted to strength, mystery, and a challenge. When a man is confident in himself, when he is not desperate for affirmation, this creates intrigue. His independence is what makes him stand out. Think of it this way: the true measure of a man's value isn't in what he possesses, but in his self-possession. A man who understands the depth of his own worth and doesn't need to constantly show it off or seek confirmation naturally draws others to him. Women appreciate men who don't play all their cards at once, who don't fall all over themselves to impress. Instead, a valuable man makes a woman feel as though she must earn his attention and affection. This creates real attraction. As the old Stoic principle states, the greatest wealth is to live content with little. The modern Stoic would add, and the greatest power is to be content with yourself. When a man is emotionally self-sufficient, he becomes the master of his own emotions and his own life. This makes him irresistible. A woman may be initially attracted to a man's status or wealth, but what makes her stay is his ability to maintain his own sense of purpose and emotional independence. She is drawn to him because he doesn't need her to feel validated or fulfilled. This principle has been recognized for centuries. Ancient philosophers like Epictetus emphasized the importance of mastering one's emotions and desires, and that same wisdom applies today. When you, as a man, understand your own worth and refuse to beg for attention or approval, your attraction value skyrockets. You become someone who doesn't chase after what others have, but rather commands respect by living authentically and without dependence on external factors. A man who exudes confidence, without arrogance, becomes a rare find. He doesn't cater to every woman who shows interest. Instead, he makes sure that his time and attention are earned, not given freely. Women see this, and they want to earn that attention. It's the thrill of the chase, the challenge of knowing that he's not easily swayed by flattery or attempts to win him over. Don't be the man who is always seeking approval. You must be the man who knows his worth, who values himself and his time. Women will respect and, most importantly, desire that. When you lead with independence, when you show that you are self sufficient emotionally and not at the mercy of others' opinions, you become magnetic. So remember, the more you work on building your self worth and emotional resilience, the more you create genuine, lasting attraction. Don't chase, don't seek. Let your presence speak for itself. Let your actions, your strength, and your emotional control do the talking. This is how men become truly irresistible. This is the essence of modern stoicism in attraction. Be a man who is secure in himself and watch as women gravitate toward you. In the words of the great Stoic Marcus Aurelius, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. That is the key. Show up as a man who doesn't need to seek validation, and you'll become the man women can't resist. 4. How a man's behavior affects a woman's attraction. When it comes to attraction, women don't just assess men based on looks or financial status alone. Psychology tips reveal that a major part of attraction stems from a man's behavior and how he treats a woman. Physical attraction and wealth are certainly factors, but they aren't the deal breakers. What matters most is a man's self assurance and how he carries himself. If he lacks confidence or is overly accommodating, he might struggle to retain a woman's interest. Even if he's rich and attractive, his lack of assertiveness could drive her away. Women are wired to be drawn to men who can assert their value without flaunting it in an exaggerated way. This is where the real psychology of attraction kicks in. Men who display self respect, maintain their independence, and refrain from offering constant validation become far more appealing. Women find it attractive when a man knows his worth and isn't afraid to show it. If a man has the confidence to make decisions and stick by them, his presence becomes magnetic. This confidence is crucial for a deeper connection because it allows women to sense strength, leadership, and emotional stability. Dating tips suggest that a man's behavior toward a woman also plays a huge role in keeping the attraction alive. Women find themselves losing interest when a man is always available, eager to please, and without boundaries. This behavior can come off as weak or desperate, and the excitement that initially attracted her can quickly fade. Women crave challenge in relationships because it fuels the sense of mystery and keeps them emotionally invested. They don't want to feel like they have a man who is at their beck and call, waiting to satisfy every whim. A relationship that feels too easy, too predictable, doesn't hold their attention for long. A man who holds his ground, refuses to be swayed by every request, and remains emotionally independent is not just attractive, but compelling. He creates a sense of tension and anticipation that women find exciting. He is not afraid to walk away from situations that don't serve him, and this is a behavior that women subconsciously crave. Confidence, in this sense, is not about arrogance, but about being comfortable with one's own value and maintaining a healthy distance when necessary. In relationships, it's often the man who knows how to balance warmth with space who will keep a woman captivated. Women aren't attracted to men who are always at their disposal. They are drawn to men who have their own life, their own interests, and their own boundaries. This is why creating subtle challenges, establishing a life outside of the relationship, and maintaining a bit of mystery can enhance a man's allure. So, if you want to truly keep a woman interested, remember this: be confident, decisive, and avoid the trap of being overly eager to please. Don't give her everything she wants at the drop of a hat, and don't lose your sense of self in the relationship. Instead, make her work a little bit for your attention, and she'll be much more invested in keeping you. Keep these psychology tips in mind, and you'll find yourself mastering the art of attraction. If you find this valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights. Comment to remember: confidence and self-respect are the keys to attracting lasting attraction. 5. The uncertainty of interest creates attraction. Attraction thrives on mystery. One of the most powerful elements of attraction is the uncertainty of interest. When a man is overly eager to show how much he likes a woman and is always available, something crucial is lost: the challenge. Women are naturally drawn to situations where there's an element of unpredictability, And when everything is handed to them too easily, interest fades. The key to winning her heart isn't in constant pursuit, but in creating a sense of uncertainty about your level of interest. Don't make yourself too available. When a man is always there, always eager, always trying to please, it's easy for a woman to take him for granted. There's no mystery, no excitement. In fact, she may begin to lose respect and the attraction she once felt begins to slip away. Women aren't looking for men who are always at their beck and call. They want someone who can keep them guessing, someone who isn't always easy to read. Be unpredictable, but not indifferent. The trick isn't to be cold, distant, or disinterested. Instead, it's about creating a balance. You don't have to play games, but you must leave some room for uncertainty. A man who keeps his feelings slightly veiled, just enough to make a woman wonder, will spark her curiosity. This emotional pull is what makes her want to invest more, pursue you more, and seek out that connection. This emotional dance keeps her engaged and craving more. That's where the magic happens. The woman will feel as if she has to work for your attention. And that challenge, that emotional investment, builds a stronger bond. When she has to put in effort, when she's unsure about where she stands, her interest deepens. That feeling of earning your affection is incredibly powerful and creates an emotional bond that can't be easily shaken. Women love feeling like they've earned something valuable, and your attention becomes just that, something precious she has to work for. You must maintain emotional distance, just enough to build desire. Too much interest from you too soon leads to complacency, while too little leads to disconnection. It's a fine line to walk, but once you find that balance, your connection will become stronger. The key is to keep her emotionally invested in the process of winning your attention. You must keep her on her toes, make her feel that there's more to discover, and in the process, she'll become deeply intrigued and drawn to you. In the world of love psychology, this balance of uncertainty is one of the most important relationship goals a man can master. The mystery and emotional tension you create by being selectively available, unpredictable, and emotionally engaging is what makes a woman feel deeply attracted to you. This attraction doesn't fade because it's rooted in real emotional investment, not just superficial gestures. The reality is simple. Attract women by making them feel that they have to work for your affection, that they must put in effort to truly connect with you. Don't be overly eager, but don't be cold either. Find that sweet spot where the uncertainty of your interest keeps her emotionally invested and always seeking more. That's the real secret to attraction. 6. Creating desire by making attention rare. One of the most effective psychological tactics in maintaining a woman's interest is creating desire through scarcity of attention. When a man is always available, constantly showering her with attention, the relationship quickly becomes mundane and predictable. Women crave novelty and excitement. They're drawn to mystery and the unknown, not to something they can have at any moment. That's why, when a man makes his attention rare, he becomes more desirable. Think about it. Scarcity makes things more valuable. If you're always there, always responding immediately to every text, every request, you'll lose your edge. The novelty wears off. But when your attention isn't given freely, it becomes something she needs to earn. You've created a challenge, something worth pursuing. Let's be clear. This isn't about being emotionally distant or playing games. It's about being strategic with your presence. A man who masters the art of intermittent attention is never seen as desperate. Instead, he cultivates an air of mystery, intrigue, and worth. He makes himself valuable by not being always available. So, stop responding to every text right away. Don't always drop what you're doing to fulfill her every request. This isn't about being cold or indifferent. It's about building a dynamic where your attention is something she has to work for. Remember, the human brain is wired to crave what it can't always have. When a woman knows she has to work a little harder to get your time and attention, she will start to value those moments more. She will invest emotionally, making the connection more meaningful. This is where Stoic philosophy can guide you. As a modern Stoic, you understand the power of patience and restraint. You don't react impulsively. You control your own actions, which makes others take notice. It's not about withholding love or affection. It's about understanding that true attraction thrives when there's a sense of mystery, not predictability. Take a page from the old Stoics. They knew that life's greatest rewards often come through discipline and delayed gratification. When you're not constantly seeking approval or validation, you create a stronger, more stable foundation for your relationships. Being able to control your reactions and maintain composure in all situations will only increase your value in her eyes. You must learn the art of purposeful distance. Make her earn your attention, and in doing so, you'll deepen her emotional investment in the relationship. This isn't manipulation, this is strategic living. You're not playing games, you're simply aligning your actions with the reality of human psychology. When you stop being so available, stop answering every text immediately, you become a man she values and respects more. Relationships, after all, are not about constant proximity, but about creating a dynamic that feels balanced and intriguing. So don't give in to the temptation of constant attention. Let your presence be something she has to work to experience. Let her crave it. That's when attraction thrives, and when your relationship grows into something deeper and more meaningful. If you're ready to transform your relationships and step into your power, this is the moment. Most men never learn the importance of scarcity, but you're already ahead. Don't fall into the trap of predictability. Take charge and create the desire you deserve. Comment below. I know the power of rare attention and I'm ready to embrace it. 7. Women. Test men to assess their level of interest. Women test men as a natural way to gauge their level of interest and commitment. It's not about manipulation, it's an instinctive behavior. When a woman seems distant, compares you to other men, or sets up challenges to test your reaction, it's her way of assessing your genuine investment in the relationship. It's not personal, it's her nature. Women want to feel wanted, but they also need to feel like the man they're with is not overly eager to please or constantly in need of reassurance. When a woman tests a man, she's looking for certainty. She wants to know if you are truly committed or just playing a part. If you crumble under the pressure, if you start acting anxious or desperate, it tells her you're insecure and need constant validation. She'll see that as a weakness. But if you stand firm, remain calm, and refuse to be shaken by these tests, you show your strength and confidence. You show that you're not dependent on her approval to define your worth. This calmness in the face of her challenges is precisely what will keep her interested. Understanding this dynamic is crucial, as it speaks to a deeper psychological need women have in relationships. They don't want everything handed to them. They want to feel that they're working towards something meaningful. The more a man can hold his ground, remain composed, and stay true to his own value without falling into desperation, the more he becomes someone who commands respect and attraction. As psychology tips for dating go, remember that women crave security, but not in the way most men think. It's not about making things too easy. The challenge, the unpredictability, the tests, they keep the relationship dynamic alive. If you pass those tests with self-assurance and consistency, you'll maintain her interest. This is love advice that goes against the grain of typical nice guy behavior. A woman wants a partner who can weather the storm, remain calm under pressure, and prove through actions, not just words, that he's worthy of her time and affection. So be the man who keeps his cool. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you need to constantly prove yourself. It's about showing her that you value yourself first. When you stop seeking validation and act from a place of strength, she'll naturally be drawn to you. It's not about being aloof or distant. It's about being self-assured, confident, and emotionally stable. These are the qualities that not only attract women, but also make them stay. If you want to truly master the art of attraction, the key is understanding this psychological dynamic and using it to your advantage. Don't rush to please. Be the man who stands strong in the face of uncertainty. Women test men to assess their value, and by keeping your composure, you'll pass with flying colors. The right woman will recognize your strength and commitment, and that's what keeps her hooked. 8. The power of unpredictability and attraction. Men, listen closely. One of the biggest secrets to attracting women is mastering the art of unpredictability. It may sound simple, but the reality is that women are drawn to men who are not easily figured out. When a man becomes predictable, his actions and responses easily anticipated, something crucial fades away. attraction begins to dwindle. A woman finds herself less excited, less intrigued, and less invested. It's not because she doesn't care, it's because the thrill of the chase is lost. Don't mistake unpredictability for chaos. Don't confuse it with erratic behavior or inconsistency. Unpredictability isn't about being a roller coaster of emotional highs and lows. Rather, it's about maintaining an element of surprise. It's about being a man who keeps things interesting without making her feel like she's walking on eggshells. A man who doesn't follow the usual, expected script is the kind of man who keeps her on her toes, emotionally engaged and deeply intrigued. That is the core of attraction. You must create a sense of mystery. Don't make everything easy to figure out. Let her wonder about you. Keep her guessing. Whether it's the way you show affection, how you surprise her, or even how you engage in deep conversation, maintain an element of unpredictability. This isn't manipulation. This is natural attraction psychology at work. Why does this work? Love psychology tells us that women are wired to seek out emotional engagement. If a man behaves predictably, the emotional engagement starts to weaken. But if he introduces a touch of mystery, whether it's through his words, actions, or plans, he keeps her invested. The unpredictability forces her to think, to wonder, to invest emotionally in learning more about him. And that emotional investment deepens her attraction. But here's the catch. Be careful. Too much unpredictability can backfire. You must avoid erratic behavior. Being unpredictable doesn't mean playing mind games or acting hot and cold. It's about keeping the relationship dynamic and captivating by occasionally deviating from the norm. Don't always be the man she expects. Surprise her with thoughtfulness, with spontaneous plans, or with a deep, unexpected conversation. This kind of unpredictability creates excitement and maintains emotional tension, both of which are critical for long-term attraction. Attracting women isn't about being a mystery all the time, but about knowing when to reveal a little, when to hold back, and when to create moments of surprise. You don't need to be a magician, just someone who knows how to maintain a balance between predictability and excitement. A man who consistently keeps a woman emotionally engaged without overwhelming her will win her heart. That is what makes a relationship successful, keeping the attraction alive through constant intrigue. A man who has mastered this balance keeps a woman interested not just in the short term, but in the long run. So, the next time you think about how to keep a woman's attention, remember this. Be unpredictable, but be consistent in your emotional stability. In the long term, mastering this element of unpredictability will help you reach your relationship goals. You'll become the man who she can't wait to spend more time with, the one she can't stop thinking about. When you master this art, you'll notice how her interest grows deeper, how her connection with you strengthens. Keep her intrigued, keep her emotionally invested, and watch your relationship thrive. That is the power of unpredictability. Hey there, thanks for watching. If you've stuck with me till the end, I hope these insights have helped you understand the psychology of female attraction just a little bit better. Here's the deal. The difference I've shared today will transform not only your dating life, but your entire relationship with women. It's about understanding what truly captivates them and how you can show up as your best self. So take this advice to heart. You can keep playing the nice guy game and wonder why women lose interest, or you can embrace these truths, even though they might be uncomfortable, and start building the passionate, devoted relationships you deserve. Stop trying to win her over. Instead, become the kind of man she feels lucky to have won over. Remember, your value doesn't come from constantly seeking validation. It comes from being the man who commands respect, admiration, and true affection. Keep growing, keep improving, and most importantly, be the man who knows exactly what he brings to the table. I'll catch you in the next video.